Matt coming back with another Bryan legend, Bryan Sailor, about him lying, Fitrova, SafuuGo. We'll talk about it all. So before we get into it, can you Mike Tyson the like and subscribe button? So, there's going to be people that, they're kind of think that Bryan Legend's a scammer, and there's going to be people that really like him. And so if you really like him, just do this research yourself. You can go right here. This is the April 11th, 2018 Wayback Machine. Go to Fitrova.com. You can already see this is right before the ICO. He already started to change a little bit, but we're going to focus on his team. You can see right here, it was partners with these gyms, and it's where Fitrova can be used, and then online partnerships. But look at the motivated team here. Now, there's a beautiful article that on Steemit that is called Fitrova Scam Investigation. The saga reached its final confirmation. This is 5 years ago. Looks like May 31st, 2018. So if you are thinking, hey, this is just a bunch of FUD, well, you just got to step back and say, okay, we're going to look at some stuff that's 100% shown that's not FUD. This is accurate. And I'm only going to be looking at a few team members. So they blocked them out. But for this video, I'm just going to be showing. So this lady, the first website, some of the stuff is 2018. So some of it's kind of hard because the website, they might not work there anymore. But let's just go back to the Fitrova. Let's just go to Joseph Lampton. Look at that picture right there of Joseph Lampton. You can see Joseph Lampton. You go to the Steemit article. Here's Joseph Lampton. You go to the company profile here. Let's see, where is it at? Boom. And it's Dr. Gideon M. Blumenthal. Now, this guy has nothing to do. This guy has nothing to do with Fitrova. Someone used his image without his knowledge. Look at the image of him, and then go back to Fitrova, and you can see that what they did too was that they flipped it horizontally, flipped the image so it's reverse. But that's the exact same image. You can see that right there. They just clicked that, the picture of Joseph Lampton. It's not really Joseph Lampton. It's Dr. Gideon Blumenthal. You can see, and you can go check this out for yourself. Just check the Steemit article. I don't know if I can link up to that in the comments or not. I'll try to. If not, I'll just go ahead and put that article. I'm going to go ahead and put that article real quick into the description. Just hold on a second. I'm going to put that into the description and the link to the Wayback Machine when you can look at all this stuff for yourself. So I'm going to put that in the description. If you just want to hold on for a second real quick. Sorry about the delay here. I'm just going to put that in the description so you can, if you're watching this now, if you're watching this later, you can go see all this for yourself. So this is not made up. So, there's a lot of this stuff, so it should be good there. So this is pretty damning evidence that Bryan Sailor back in the day before he's Bryan Legend is talking about Fitrova. He's making up these fake partnerships with gyms. We already know about that. But now you go to the Steemit article. So now who am I going to believe, Bryan Legend or this Kratovert that's making these allegations against Bryan Legend? Who am I going to believe? Because everything this guy's saying is true, and everything Bryan Legend says is basically full of crap. Now, so that's the Joseph Lampton. Now, Sonia Harding is actually Raquel Perez McDonald. Her picture there looks a little bit different. The other website is one where, and so none of these people have anything to do with the project. You can see this guy right here, David Powden. So this is supposed to be David Powden. So this David Powden guy, and then you can go on the Steemit article and click on it, and then you can go right here and you can see it's the Muse, Graham. And you can see right here, see the tiles behind him. You can see Graham's face, and you can see the tiles behind them. It's just kind of reversed, that horizontally flipped. So here, this is the team that Bryan Legend had for Fitrova was a fake team. There was no team, and you can 100% prove that. There's nothing right here. We'll look at Tyrone Campbell. He just he just grabbed some pictures off the internet, and he just put them on there with fake names. So now you can go to Tyrone Campbell. And then you go check out this. It's Felix Wagner. You can see the picture of Felix Wagner. This is McKinsey and Company. So you can go check this out. Someone didn't make up a whole, whatever this is a managing partner based in a Zurich office, capital market analysis. They didn't make up a whole company to try to prove that Bryan Legend was a liar. So there's just so many lies with Bryan Legend that this is just 100% without a doubt. So Tyrone Campbell, now you can see that the profile picture is a little bit different here on this one. Some of these ones are the exact same. Now you can see him there, and then look what it's on Fitrova. You can see that it's the same guy. It's not quite the exact picture, where the Joseph Lampton and David Powden are for 100%. This is David Powden. You can see it's the exact same picture as this one right here. And then same thing with this Joseph Lampton, which is actually a doctor. So once someone's a liar, they're always a liar. Now, so you just got to know that any of these people that had their picture taken, I did show them here just to show the proof. Anyone can do that for themselves. And it shows that, that this was just a big lie. And so, I mean, you can see that too with Twilks. There's a bunch of, saying that all Fox News business and all this stuff was talking about them. But today we're just talking about how right now, you can see right there, it's pretty easy because this lady's changed a little bit in the last 5 years. These two pictures are the exact same. There's no doubt. And so I'm going to pretty much, give this guy the benefit of the doubt that most likely what he's saying is going to be true, and most likely what Bryan Legend is saying is going to be false. So to me, it's pretty damning evidence. And I know that Fitrova's old news, and Bryan says it's FUD and this and that, and a failed project doesn't mean that, there should be, it's okay if you have a failed project, doesn't mean you're scamming, and so you just add up all the lies. I mean, he's lying about the fire pit. Then, today I was talking, it just showed you that they just took out another $100,000 out of the Safu insurance fund, sent that to Gate.io. That's over $1 million. You go onto Twitter, SafuuGo is saying that all the Safu taxes is going to go to liquidity for Safu. He's making up partnerships. You can just see that. I don't know if it's crumbling. I mean, CoffeeZilla made a video. Drew Wolfer is making a lot of videos. On-chain, the Fair Play, on-chain cryptos making more videos. And so SafuuGo, is not getting off to the start he hoped. He's already talking about the RVOL token. Now he's probably trying to get his attention back on the Vulcan blockchain. But I mean, that's what's interesting about when someone labels something FUD is, to me, FUD is something where, say, Bitcoin mining, when they're trying to talk about how bad Bitcoin mining is for the environment, even though there's some people like in Texas, they're using some energy with like the flare gas that would normally just get burned in the environment. There's, places in Texas that are using renewable energy. And also, if the power grid in Texas isn't using that much energy, the Bitcoin miners can step up and use a little bit more energy so they don't have to shut the windmills off. And two, no one's bringing up all the Google and Microsoft and Amazon, all their data centers, because that's all basically Bitcoin mining is a big warehouse with a bunch of data. It's just a big data center. Eventually, what's the difference between that and what YouTube has, or Google, or Amazon Web Services, or Microsoft's Azure? They're big warehouses with a bunch of computers and a way to cool them down, whether it's putting them in water, whatever air conditioning system they have. And those places use a lot of energy, and no one talks about that. To me, that's FUD. It's trying to portray something wrongly. Now, fear, uncertainty, and doubt. Now, this is just when you just expose a lie that's just a straight up lie. This is just like fact. It's real simple. This is how you do it. You go to Wayback Machine, and you go to the Wayback Machine that can look at old snapshots of websites. You type in Fitrova, and you can say, well, that's old news. Well, but when someone has a history of lying, it's most likely that's going to keep on going. And right here, you can look, they're pre ICO, and they pushed it back. And then you can go to April 11th. That's all I was doing, looking at April 11th. And you can just scroll down and look at the team. And it takes a second to load. But, I have it here, but we'll just keep it on here. It takes a second to load. So here's, and then you just scroll down and you can see where they're got, he's still trying to link up to all these gyms, but there's no connection to, no partnership. He even changed that. He pivots because he lies a lot. So once you're lying a lot, you have to constantly pivot. And you just go down to our motivated team, and just with 5 minutes of research, you can see that Joseph Lampton and David Powden are completely two different people. I mean, someone didn't create the muse just and did all this just so they can try to make Bryan Legend look like a liar. No one created McKinsey and Company just to do that. So, and I know that there's probably all these ones are lying. Just those are the ones we're going to look at today. And so, to me, I mean, you stack that all with all the other lies. There's people, if you go into certain discords that are finding more information on them, there's a lot more on there that you can find. I mean, he's lying almost every turn of the way. So I think that you need to invest, with him pretty much, knowing that there's going to be a lot of lies, and you probably shouldn't invest. But hey, if you're going to invest, and you think that you can make a quick buck. Also, people use the fact that they made money to prove that something, if someone made money on it, doesn't mean it's legit. Some people made money with Bernie Madoff, and he didn't have, Bernie Madoff wasn't doing any trades, so that doesn't prove anything. This proves that Bryan Legend was lying without a doubt, 100%. He lied about the fire pit. He's lying about, that the Safu taxes are just going into liquidity. They're sending over $1 million in the last 21 days to Gate.io. And why would you be doing that? Probably the only reason you'd be doing it is to cash out. And I don't see any money spent on marketing for SafuuGo, in my opinion. So, thanks, Mike Brantley, for jumping into the chat, getting everyone to try to Mike Tyson the like and subscribe button. So I don't know. I mean, I knew about Fitrova a little bit, and I've seen a Steam article, but I never really went back to the Wayback Machine. So sometimes for me, with some of this Bryan Legend stuff, is you go back to the Wayback Machine, and I saw the team, and I was like, I'm gonna go look at that for myself. I want to go back and look at what Fitrova website looked like. Sure enough, here's these people that are with fake names, and he's using someone else's profile picture, and why he used people's real picture or whatever is mind-boggling. And you can see how he pivots right here. It's fitness where Fitrova can be used. And by the end of 2018, Fitrova, they're already trying to sell the Fitrova website on GoDaddy. They're already trying to sell it for $2,000. So it didn't even last the end of 2018. Do you think those gyms are looking to partner up with people like that? And so you can go back too. So this is the April 11th. So now let's just go back to 32 captures here real quick. And you can go to, we're going back to 2018 on Fitrova. So we're going back to the February 23rd, 2018. And that's when he's actually listing those gyms as partners. So you can see that from February to April, and I don't, there's no other snapshots in there, and I wasn't paying attention to this back in the day. You can see that then he goes from listing these gyms as partners is where Fitrova can be used. So that's, it's not as damning as when you might be lying about you can use it there when the partnership, was 100% lying. Here you can see they must have pushed the ICO back because this was February 23rd, 2018. It says 5 days. And then right here, April 11th is talking about how it's 1 day away. So they must have had to push the ICO back. And the Wayback Machine is a beautiful thing. It's bad if you're a liar. So here you can go down, and you can see that I don't think at this point they had the team members. So right here, the best in the industry are partnerships. So, oh no, okay, now here's the motivated team. So he started off with that all these gyms are partnerships. The best in the industry are partnerships. And then our motivated team. So he had all these fake names. Then he had to run out there and get some pictures. And then he got some pictures, but he fucked up and he got pictures of real people that you can see with 5 minutes of research, thanks to the people that did on Steemit, the Creatovert. So I don't know, man. It's mind-boggling in so many levels. And you can call this FUD if you want, but you can go on the Wayback Machine and you can see for yourselves that these guys aren't on team members. Bryan use someone else's image without their um, acknowledgement, without their, without them signing off on it, and give fake names and said they're team members. So I don't know. You can't get any more, I don't know, scammy or lying than that. That's just a horrible thing to do. Um, in my opinion, you stack that up with everything that's went on with SafuuGo and Vulcan and SafuuX and Safuu Airlines and all the bullshit FOMO that he tries to put in. And, I don't want anyone to lose money. If someone did invest into the Vulcan, I hope they don't lose money. And I don't want anyone to lose money. And this isn't like I'm trying to sink Bryan. It's just, how could you not see that someone's lying about getting fake pictures of someone and then getting fake pictures and then trying to say they're their team members? And I just don't know how you can't try to tell people, warn people, and hopefully in the future he can't do this anymore. So that's my 2 cents. Let me know what you think in the comments. Thanks for tuning in and have a good day.